This update is absolutely massive, and we have a ton to cover. So we're going to start off by going over everything you need to know about the newest two brawlers, starting off with Buzz. Buzz is the lifeguard of the Velocirapids water park, which is the newest environment coming to Brawl Stars. He's a dinosaur-themed brawler, and you'll notice that just like Mr. P has stitches and a zipper, Buzz also has some stitches, which would suggest that this is a costume with a Star Park employee inside. Now, Buzz is the chromatic brawler for Season 7's Brawl Pass, which I believe is going to be called Jurassic Splash. Let's break down Buzz's mechanics, because if I'm right, he's going to be a very strong brawler and will be a lot of fun to play. At max level, Buzz has 5,880 health, which means that he's in the top 10 out of the 47 brawlers for how tanky he is. This is the same amount of health as BB and is actually more HP than Nita or Poco. Now, he's a close range brawler and his attacks pack a punch. For each ammo, he throws out 5 projectiles or 5 punches that each deal 588 damage. This means that he has the potential to deal 2,940 total damage with each projectile. That's more damage per ammo than Shelly or Leon up close or even Bull. In fact, it is the 7th highest damaging attack in the game and is the equivalent of getting hit by a complete attack from Nani. The only close range brawler that can deal more damage with an attack is Daryl. However, it's going to be a bit tricky to deal maximum damage with Buzz because his attacks don't fire out in a straight line in front of him. Instead, they fire from left and right, kind of like what I'm showing you with Amber right here. This means that playing Buzz is going to be somewhat similar to playing Bo. If you want to land all of his attacks on a target straight in front of you, then you're going to want to strafe to the left while you are attacking. And if you want to cover more area, then you can strafe to the right while attacking. Then, of course, you do have the option of just being really close to an enemy brawler so that all the projectiles hit regardless, which I actually think is going to be pretty easy to do because Buzz's super allows him to really close the gap. For his super, Buzz throws out his boogie board either to an enemy or a wall, and then he pulls himself to their location. We don't know what happens if his super doesn't hit a wall or a brawler, but I think it would just be wasted in that case. Now, if he hits an enemy brawler, he'll also stun them, which is pretty much going to guarantee that they will die because Buzz can deal so much damage with his attack. Now, we're not sure how long the stun lasts for. I would guess 1 second, but we do know that the super itself does not actually deal any damage. Now, here's why I think the Buzz is going to be not just a lot of fun, but is also going to be incredibly strong. In this clip, a new match clearly just started based off of the positioning of the brawlers, and Buzz is able to fully charge his super with less than 2 ammo on this Sandy. That means that once Buzz charges his super once, it's going to be very easy for him to recharge his super over and over again. This is going to make him a crazy fun assassin because he'll pull himself to an enemy, stun and kill them, recharge his super, pull himself to another enemy, stun and kill them, recharge his super, pull himself to the next enemy, and you guys kind of get this, right? As long as Buzz can avoid damage and successfully stun targets, he's gonna be able to get kill after kill after kill, which is just crazy. And then we also have the fact that he can actually pull himself to walls, which is going to add a lot of mobility to him as well. Now let's talk about his gadget and star power. We don't actually know what his gadget is going to be. I think it's going to be some sort of a heal or a shield similar to Bull and BB. That might be a little bit too simple, but that's what I kind of see being really beneficial for Buzz because he is that type of assassin brawler. As for star power, it obviously has to do with these dotted circles surrounding Buzz. After paying really close attention to the footage, you'll actually see this glowing effect happen to Buzz when Sandy enters the circle. Now, this effect happens whenever a brawler charges their super even just a little bit. And in this clip, Buzz had not attacked Sandy yet, which tells me that his star power makes it so that whenever an enemy brawler gets within a certain range of Buzz, he automatically charges his super a bit. And this is going to make Buzz even stronger because he'll be able to charge his super off of enemies that are hiding up behind walls or are trying to outrange him. Just being close to him will charge his super, which will eventually spell out death because he'll then be able to super on you, stun you, kill you, and then super away. And that is why I think that Buzz is going to be crazy strong. Now, I'm going to be doing a full-blown sneak peek for Buzz in a future video as soon as Supercell lets me. So make sure you guys subscribe for more update information. You guys are gonna have to excuse my voice a little bit. I'm recovering from a cold, but let's now talk about Griff, the second brawler that's being released. And then we're gonna talk about everything I could find out about the new game modes coming to Brawl Stars. Griff will complete the Star Park gift shop trio. For those of you guys that watch my channel a lot, you'll know that I've actually already guessed that the third member would be Colette's and Edgar's boss. And it looks like that's coming to the game. I also guessed that his super would allow for him to pull himself to enemy brawlers and walls, and although that's not technically Griff, that's actually Buzz. That's 2 predictions that I guess coming through this update. This is why you guys subscribe. Griff is an epic brawler, and there's going to be a 15-win challenge before he's released so that you can actually unlock him for free before he becomes available in boxes. Now, he has 4,760 HP at max level, which puts him pretty close to the middle of all the brawlers. He's actually 22nd place for tankiness. He has the same amount of HP as Colette for reference. As for his attacks, he's going to have a lot of potential for damage. He fires 9 coins and each deals 308 damage at max level, and if all 9 coins hit a target, they'll take 2,772 damage from just 1 ammo. That is a lot of damage. It's actually the 12th highest damaging attack in the game, and it's kind of similar to the damage that Bull or Ems can deal with a single ammo. Now, the coins spread out, so he'll deal most of his damage up close, but even at max range, I think Griff is going to be able to deal 1,848 damage per ammo, which is pretty solid. Griff's attack range is close to 8 tiles, which is similar to Terra's or Carl's or even Stu's attack range. It's not the longest range, but it's definitely long enough for him to be able to outrange plenty of the brawlers in the game. Now, I wasn't able to measure his exact reload speed, but it looks like it's going to be a bit slower than average, so keep that in mind. What I'm really curious about is his super though. He throws out 5 sharp edge banknotes over a huge cone, which acts like Carl's attack because they can deal damage on the way out and also on the way back in. They can also travel through walls on the way back in. What I'm really curious to see is what kind of damage these will be able to do, because Paula said that they deal more damage the further out they are. However, there are actually a lot of projectiles, so like if you're up close, are you going to only take damage from one of them? Or I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but I will be able to tell you once Supercell gives me early access, so I'll explain more details then. We don't know what his gadget or star powers are going to be either, but there are a ton of different things that Supercell could do, so we'll see what happens. Either way, it looks like Griff is going to be a pretty solid damage dealer, and you're going to want to be really careful around him. Overall, I think he's going to be a strong option to play in a variety of different game modes and should be an excellent addition to the game. Now that we've broken down the 2 new brawlers, it's time to break down the 3 new game modes coming to Brawl Stars. First up is Volley Brawl. In Volley Brawl, the map is divided into 2 sides, and there's a giant volleyball bouncing between the 2 sides. You'll see where the ball is going to land with an X on the ground. If you're on the red team when the ball is coming to the red side and you stand where that X is, it actually changes to a check mark, which signifies that you will pass the volleyball to the other side as long as you stay there when the ball lands. You'll know when the ball is going to land by watching the circle that closes around the center. That circle acts kind of like a countdown timer, and once it reaches the center, if somebody is there, the ball will be passed the other side, and if nobody is there, then the enemy team will score a point. The first team to score 2 points will win. And we don't know exactly how the match will start, but I imagine that the first person to touch the volleyball will pass it to the enemy side. Personally, I think this game mode is going to be a lot of fun. It'll be kind of like a mini hot zone popping up around different locations, but the trick is that you'll switch between offense and defense depending on whether or not the ball is going to your side or the enemy side. Up next is Basket Brawl. This is kind of like Brawl Ball, where the goal is to shoot the ball into the enemy hoop, but it is going to be very different than Brawl Ball for a lot of reasons. First of all, the enemies can't intercept a shot because it's fired into the air and not on the ground. Second of all, the map size is tiny in comparison to any of the other game modes in the game. Additionally, this is the first game mode where you're going to be playing left to right instead of bottom to top. And I think this is going to impact the game mode in a lot of ways that we haven't realized yet. Now, what I do find interesting is the fact that the hoops move up and down, or, side to side or whatever, which means that we're going to have to learn a whole new skill in aiming the ball against a moving target. I imagine that the first team to score twice will win in this mode as well. The third new game mode is Hold the Trophy. In this game mode, there is 1 trophy on the map, and the goal is to hold that trophy for as long as possible. But you also want to prevent the enemy team from holding the trophy. I imagine that it will work similar to Hot Zone, where your team gets points for every second that your team is holding the trophy. If you reach a certain number of points, then your team wins. If the timer runs out, whichever team has the most points would win. The trick is that whoever is holding the trophy is slowed down and cannot attack or super. However, it does look like you can pass the trophy to your teammates, and if the trophy is on the ground, a timer will actually appear over it, and if nobody picks up the trophy before the time runs out, it will then respawn back to the center of the map. I am actually really excited for this game mode because I feel like it'll be a little bit like Protect the President, right? Where 2 players have to protect the 3rd person while they run around the map and try to get away from the enemy team. The 4th new game mode isn't actually a new game mode, but it is the return of Present Plunder. Except instead of stealing presents from the enemy team, the goal is to steal the enemy trophy. I really love this game mode. I'm a huge fan of it. I'm super excited about it returning. And I imagine that all 4 of these game modes are probably going to be returning into a new temporary game mode slot. And Supercell will see how well they do, how much people play it, how much they enjoy it, and then determine which ones will become permanent. Which reminds me, Knockout is now going to be a permanent game mode in the game. We're getting 30 new skins this update. That is more skins than Supercell's release in Brawl Stars this entire year. Born Bad Buzz is a singer in a punk band and will be the season exclusive skin for reaching tier 70 in the Brawl Pass of season 7. Surfer Carl will be the skin that will be awarded at tier 1 of the Brawl Pass, and honestly, this skin looks really cool. I don't know what it is with Carl. He gets so many cool skins. And then we're getting 5 skins themed after the Summer of Dinosaurs. I'm guessing Dino Leon will be like 150 gems. I think Beach Time Mortis will be 80 gems. Coco Rosa will likely be 80 or 150 gems. Jet Ski Jackie will be the skin that will be available for playing Power League. And I'm fairly certain that Whale Watch Nita will cost 150 gems because this skin is just so awesome. It's really cool. The makers that won the Supercell Make campaign for this, they did an incredible job. Next, we have 4 random skins. Burger Lou, who I'm guessing is going to cost 150 gems based off of the animations for his attack. Then we have Hermes Max, who I'm guessing will be 150 gems as well. Then we have Megabox Darrow, who is going to be completely free in celebration of the 1-year launch of Brawl Stars in China. We'll also be getting Vicious BB, who you will be able to unlock for free in a 15-win challenge. She'll cost regular gems after that. And next are 2 more punk rock skins to play with Born Bad Buzz. I'm guessing that Trash Poco is going to cost 150 gems, and I think Wicked Stew will either cost 30 or 80 gems. Probably 80 gems, but I could also see them going for 30. Also, Brawl Stars is partnering with Latin America Masters League, which means that we're getting football or soccer themed skins for El Primo and Colt, which we haven't seen before. And then the Shelly and Dynamite skins that we're already themed after football are getting some remasks for different teams. Shelly is getting 3 new skins, El Primo is getting 3 new skins, Dynamite is getting 3 new skins, and Colt is getting 4 new skins. I honestly have no idea how players will unlock these skins or how much they're going to cost. My guess is that they would be kind of cheap, maybe 30 gems, maybe 80 gems. Hopefully, I hope for 30. And, you know, I just hope that they don't limit us to the amount of skins that we can get because I want them all. Yeah, don't limit us. Supercell, let me spend money on gems. Lastly, Colt and Mr. P are getting true gold and true silver skins. And that is a lot of skins coming in this update. We're still not finishing covering everything in this update. My mind and my voice, they're exploding. Modifiers are coming to the map maker. You're probably familiar with Energy Drink, Angry Robo, and then Meteor Shower. And if you've played Brawl Stars for a while, you'll remember Graveyard Shift as well. We are getting 2 new modifiers. You'll be able to make it so the supers charge much faster, and you can make it so that all brawlers move faster. That's 6 total modifiers that you can add to your maps, and you can add them to friendly battles as well. But what is craziest about this is the fact that you can turn on all 6 modifiers at once, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to add any of them to any of the game modes. Now, I couldn't tell you this in the past, and well, I think Supercell's gonna be okay with me sharing this now, but way back when modifiers were first put into the game, Lex and I went on the developer build and we enabled all of them together and we were just messing around, having fun with all the modifiers. Everything was going haywire and crazy, and literally we could not share this, okay? This was like, Supercell was like, no, you cannot share this. And we were like, okay, we won't share it. But I will tell you, because it's coming out now, that was some of the most fun that I've ever had playing Brawl Stars. And we're getting all of those. We'll be able to turn them all on at the same time, plus 2 more modifiers. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. And now we're getting even more additions to the map maker. This is insane. Oh man. We're getting red tiles that will slow down brawlers. We're getting green tiles that will speed brawlers up. We're getting poison clouds that we can put whatever we want to hurt people. We can put healing pads wherever we want to heal people. There will also be spiky tiles that will deal damage and knock enemies back. The map maker is about to reach a whole nother level of chaos, and I Cannot wait to see what the community does with it. This is going to be insane. We're getting 10 new second gadgets for various brawlers. We don't know what Sandy's is, but it's going to impact his next attack. I'm assuming it's going to put enemies to sleep. For Spike's new gadget, he places down a cactus to tank for him. We don't know what Stu's does. I don't even have a guess for what it does. Something to do with his next attack. Colonel Russ will shower down a strike from the sky, and those are the only brawlers that we know so far. And finally, every brawler is getting an additional rare pin that looks like they're clapping. This is cool. But the biggest reason why I'm most excited about this is because it will allow players to buy more pin packs. Since once you've unlocked all of the rare pins for all the brawlers, you could no longer open up normal pin packs. So this way, we'll get more pin packs, and yeah, that's exciting. We still have a ton to cover in this update, like balance changes, all the details with the new brawlers, all what the second gadgets do, and there's probably a whole bunch more that I don't even know of that Supercell hasn't told us yet that I don't know about yet. So make sure you guys subscribe to see those sneak peeks as soon as Supercell lets me show them to you. There are actually a couple other videos right here that you can watch to make sure you're nice and entertained while you wait for those. And don't forget to use code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop. It really goes a long way in supporting the development of this channel and supporting my family in general as well, which is great. For now, this is KairosTime ticking by. We will see you in Brawl Stars.